She tried to harm you quietly, but nothing stayed hidden. While you were resting, her words spread behind the scenes. She wasn't praying. She was envious. She wrote your name where she thought no one would notice. She believed her actions would remain secret, but she didn't realize your life was already protected. She didn't know your steps were steady, and that what she tried to use against you was never really in her control. You felt it, haven't you? The sudden tiredness, the strange tension in the air, the delays, the unexpected changes, that heavy feeling you couldn't explain. And still, you didn't give up. That wasn't weakness. That was resilience. This woman wasn't just jealous. She wanted to bring you down. The enemy saw the light inside you and panicked. So he found someone bitter enough to become a vessel. She wasn't born your enemy, but she allowed her wounds, her comparison, her envy to give the enemy a doorway. And once he walked in, he used her to try to shut you down. She didn't just want what you had. She wanted to silence the favor that kept following you. She thought if she could curse it, she could cancel it. But what she didn't understand is that what God gives is irrevocable. You've been anointed in private for too long, and now it's time for the public revealing. God didn't just notice her actions. He felt the injustice against you, and he moved before you even prayed, before you even realized what was happening. While she was setting traps in shadows, heaven was sending angels with swords of fire. While she buried symbols, God was raising standards. Her incantations hit walls of glory. Her words fell to the ground powerless because she didn't understand one sacred truth. When you're chosen, you are protected. Not always visibly, not always immediately, but always. That's why you're still standing. That's why your heart, though heavy, is still beating in rhythm with hope. You are not the victim in this story. You are the testimony. God says to you, I've seen the candles lit in her anger. I've seen the cords tied in secrecy. I've watched her speak curses into the air, thinking no one could hear, but I heard. I always hear, I always see, and I always defend what's mine. You've been waking up tired because your spirit has been wrestling even in your sleep. You've been feeling blocked because the enemy wanted to isolate your influence. But I am reversing every attack. Every seed she planted in darkness is being dug up by angels. Every plot she schemed is collapsing under my light. What she meant to bury you, I'm turning into Theveri's soil your new season will grow from. She doesn't know that you've been praying even when you didn't have the words, that your tears have watered the ground of breakthrough, that your silence wasn't surrender, it was sacred space. I used your quiet season to sharpen your spirit, to deepen your discernment, to prepare your next elevation. The enemy hoped you would walk away, but you stayed. He hoped you'd harden your heart, but you kept it open. You carried peace even while under pressure. And now, I'm about to pour something new into you. This is not just about spiritual defense. It's about divine reward. I will bless you in front of the same people who thought their words could wound you permanently. I'm not just healing the damage. I'm using it as a launch pad. You're about to walk into rooms your enemies said you'd never see. You're about to be offered things that should have been out of reach. You'll stand in places where curses once echoed and speak with clarity and strength. This blessing is public, not because I need to prove anything to them, but because I'm proving something to you. I never left you, not once, not in the silence, not in the battle, not even when you questioned me. She saw your glory and wanted to snatch it, but you didn't earn that glory. I gave it to you, and because it wasn't earned, it cannot be stolen. She tried to steal what she never understood, and that's why it failed. She didn't realize your favor is fire-tested, that you've been through too much to be broken now, that you've already survived more than they know. This wasn't her first attempt, and it won't be the last the enemy tries, but it will be the last that touches you, because this time I've shifted the atmosphere permanently. The covering on your life has been reinforced. The angels assigned to you are now on the offensive. The space around you is being cleansed. Every doorway that witchcraft tried to sneak through is now sealed with holy fire. Your house is not just a home. It is a dwelling place for my presence. That's why things have felt heavy. The spiritual war tried to make camp where peace was supposed to rest. But I've stepped in. You will start to feel your energy return. You'll wake up lighter. You'll notice how what once clouded your thoughts now seems distant. That's not imagination. That's deliverance. That's what it looks like when I move. Your spiritual gifts are about to be activated again. You'll dream with clarity. You'll speak with new authority. Your prayers will carry weight in rooms you once felt invisible. You are not just being protected anymore. You are being appointed, commissioned, sent. This season tried to mute you, but your voice carries the wind of heaven, and I'm about to amplify it. The same voice that once whispered prayers through tears will now command atmospheres. The same heart that once begged for protection will now declare peace over others. You're stepping into a season where you no longer just survive spiritual attacks. You help others escape them. This is the divine reversal. What she sent to destroy you became the reason for your next level. The curses made you seek me more deeply. The warfare exposed your strength. What the enemy meant for evil, I didn't just block, I used. You're not just walking into restoration. You're walking into resurrection. The boldness you once buried is rising. The joy you feared would never return is blooming. The vision that was clouded by fear is becoming crystal clear. You'll soon understand why the pressure was so intense. Because the promise is that heavy. You're not just being blessed, you're becoming a blessing. You're not just walking out free. You're walking out filled. No spell spoken in darkness can override the light now igniting inside you. You are no longer the target. You are the threat. The enemy hoped this would end you, but heaven has declared this is your beginning. Shetrid to curse you in secret, but I am blessing you in public. I'm placing a light around you that no darkness can dim. The days of hidden pain are over. The days of spiritual confusion are ending. I'm pouring out clarity, peace, and restoration. You will walk with a confidence that feels unfamiliar at first, but it's been yours all along. I just had to let you see who you are through my eyes. I had to show you this strength you didn't know you had. Now no more hiding, no more shrinking, no more waiting for permission to rise. You have it. I'm not just lifting the curse, I'm lifting you. What she whispered in shadows, I am replacing with songs of victory. What she plotted in silence, I'm answering with shouts of praise. Your life is about to become the evidence that God doesn't just protect his children, he honors them. I will use this very moment as a memorial of my faithfulness. You will not only come out healed, but whole, not only protected, but elevated. And those who doubted, you'll be left speechless, not by your revenge, but by your redemption, because that's how I work. I turn graves into gardens. I turn curses into crowns. And I turn private pain into public power. She tried to curse you in secret. But what she didn't know is that heaven had already begun the response. Before the first candle was lit in envy, before the first word of darkness was ever spoken, the plan to bless you was already in motion. And now the blessings are no longer coming quietly. They're arriving loudly, visibly, undeniably. What was once whispered behind closed doors is being overturned in open spaces. You are stepping into the kind of favor that confuses the enemy, the kind that makes people ask, how did they survive that? But they won't understand. It wasn't just survival. It was a setup for glory. There's something God wants you to see clearly now. You were never unprotected. You were covered even in the silence. While she worked in darkness, heaven surrounded you with light. While she tried to speak delay into your life, God was speaking acceleration. You thought the stillness meant defeat, but the stillness was sacred. It was the calm before the revealing. And now what was forming in secret is about to be displayed. The very areas she targeted are the areas God is about to use to bless you most visibly. Your finances, your relationships, your peace of mind. She aimed there because she thought those were your weak spots. But they've now become the canvas for God's next masterpiece. And that's exactly what makes this moment so divine. You were hit hardest where you felt most vulnerable. She thought your doubt would drown your destiny. She thought her words would stick to your skin like curses. But they didn't, because God intercepted them midair. Every attack she sent, he caught it. Every curse, he reversed it. Every hex, every symbol, every chant meant to twist your story. It's all unraveling right now. In fact, she's watching her own schemes fall apart, because the more she tried to stop your light, the brighter it grew. You see, the oil on your life isn't ordinary. That's why the warfare wasn't either. She saw glimpses of what you carry. That's why she came for your voice, your rest, your clarity. The enemy used her envy like a weapon, but he miscalculated your resilience. What he didn't know is that your foundation was built in fire, that you've prayed through storms that would have broken others, that your tears were never wasted. They were prophetic. You didn't just survive. You stored up power insolence. And now God is unlocking that power in the open. You've been feeling it already, haven't you? The shift in the air, the sudden peace where anxiety is to sit, the moments of joy that feel too good to be true. That's not coincidence. That's restoration. You're not going crazy. You're getting clarity. God is now exposing the lies that tried to define you. He's breaking the labels that were never yours. And he's placing a light on your story that cannot be hidden anymore. You were pressed in private, but you'll shine in public. She tried to curse you in secret, but your favor will not be silent. And here's the part the enemy never saw coming. Your elevation will feel effortless because you won't have to explain it. You won't have to prove you're healed. You won't need to defend your breakthrough. The fruit will speak. The favor will testify. The peace you carry will be louder than any rumor, any shadow, any lie. She tried to stain your reputation with spiritual ink, but God is rewriting your story in gold. You will rise not as someone who barely made it, but as someone who was kept, covered, and called. This is where the curiosity grows even deeper, because what's coming to you won't make natural sense. Doors that were once locked are swinging open. People who once avoided you are now reaching for you. Things that were delayed for years are now arriving in days, and no one can explain it. That's because this isn't ordinary timing, it's divine reversal. Heaven is repaying you publicly for every private battle, and those who mocked you for being too spiritual will now witness firsthand what divine favor really looks like. But don't miss this. Your blessing isn't just about reward. It's about purpose. God isn't elevating you just so you can say you made it. He's doing it to reveal himself through you. Your story is a sermon. Your breakthrough is a message, and the very ones who tried to curse you will become curious. How did it all change? How did she rise after that kind of attack? How is he still glowing after that kind of warfare? And the only answer will be God. This isn't just about vindication. It's about revelation. God is revealing himself as your defender, as your restorer, as your deliverer. She worked hard to hide her curses, but God is working harder to show off your blessing. She wanted the shadows to swallow your future, but God turned on the floodlights. And now everything she tried to cover up is being brought into the light. Not to shame you, but to showcase you. Not to embarrass her, but to elevate you. She cursed you in secret, but God is blessing you in public with full volume and full visibility. This is the kind of season where miracles become your new normal, where answers come quicker than your prayers, where rooms shift when you walk in, not because of you, but because of who walks with you. You're no longer walking alone. You're walking with the weight of glory, with the backing of heaven, with the assurance that what touched you will now serve you. What tried to end you will now announce you. What once scared you will now serve as proof that nothing, no spell, no scheme, no secret ritual can cancel what God has spoken. She tried to curse you in secret, but the evidence of your survival is too loud. The grace on your life is too bright. The anointing is too obvious. And what God is about to do next, it will leave no doubt in anyone's mind that you are chosen, you are covered, and you are rising. Not because you fought harder, but because God stepped in. Not because you're perfect, but because you're his. And now Thessalon's is breaking. The season is shifting. And your name is being whispered in heaven for blessing, for favor, for elevation. What was once hidden in warfare is now blooming in wonder. Keep watching. The best part is still unfolding, and now everything is shifting. Not just around you, but inside you. You can feel it. Something sacred is waking up. Not just relief, but revival. Not just escape from the curse, but emergence into a greater calling. What she tried to kill wasn't just your peace. It was your purpose, but in trying to curse you, she unknowingly awakened a fire she couldn't extinguish. Her words were weapons, yes, but your prayers were louder. Your worship went deeper. Your spirit, even under pressure, remained aligned with the one who called you. And because of that, you're not just rising, you're transforming. God says, I am not just lifting you up, I'm launching you forward. This isn't just about coming out of a hard season. This is about entering into divine momentum. You're stepping into appointments that were delayed, but never denied. You're about to find yourself in rooms you didn't apply for, with blessings you didn't chase, because I have gone before you. You remained faithful when it hurt. You held on when you didn't understand. And now I'm about to reward what you thought went unseen. This is your harvest. This is what restoration feels like when it's soaked in glory. And the most beautiful part, you won't even have to fight for it. I've already cleared the path. But understand this, the blessing is not just for you. I didn't just protect you. I preserved you so you could become a voice for others who've been attacked insolence. I kept your mind whole so you could speak peace into chaos. I kept your heart soft so you could carry healing into broken places. The very area she tried to destroy will become the area through which I use you most. Your pain wasn't pointless. It was preparation. You didn't go through all of that just to survive. You went through it to carry something sacred. Now I'm pouring oil on your voice. Your words will begin to carry authority. Not noise, not emotion, authority. When you speak, the atmosphere will respond. Your prayers will shake what the enemy thought was settled. You'll discern things before they surface. You'll sense storms before they arrive. Not because you're fearful, but because I'm increasing your vision. The same God who shielded you from unseen curses is now showing you how to walk in unseen wisdom. What was once hidden is now being revealed, not just to your enemies, but to you. You are being reintroduced to the fullness of who I created you to be. Don't be surprised when people who once dismissed you now draw near. It's not flattery, it's favor. Don't second guess as the doors that open. They're not a trick. They're a testimony. And don't allow what happened in the shadows to haunt what I'm doing in the light. That chapter is closed. That curse is broken. That cycle has ended. You no longer have to live in fear of sabotage. You no longer need to shrink to survive. You are free. Truly free. And not just free from her words, but from every voice that ever tried to define you outside of my truth. There's a different light on your face now. You've felt the shift, even if you can't fully explain it. You've woken up lately with peace that doesn't match your circumstances. That's not coincidence, that's me. That's glory. That's what it looks like when heaven declares, the curse has no hold here anymore. That's what it sounds like when chains fall in the unseen realm. That's what it feels like when angels are stationed at your threshold, guarding what's been restored. You are stepping into prophetic fulfillment now. Things that were prophesied over you years ago but felt delayed are catching up like a flood. Dreams that once felt distant are returning, more vivid than before. Conversations you thought were forgotten will now resurface with divine timing. I'm orchestrating connections that bypass logic. I'm aligning your schedule with destiny. I'm sending voices into your life who don't want to use you but bless you. This is not another test. This is not another battle. This is the beginning of the blessing. You don't need to defend this new season. Just walk in it. You don't need to explain how you made it. Just thank me. I'm not blessing you because you earned it. I'm blessing you because I'm good. Because I'm faithful. Because I never let my word return void. That woman tried to silence what I ordained. But what I speak, no mouth can reverse. What I bless, no curse can stop. You're not just walking into freedom. You're carrying it. Everywhere you go, light will enter. Atmospheres will shift. People will feel something change when you step into the room. Not because of your power, but because of my presence on you. She thought your breakdown would be your end. But instead, it became your breakthrough. The enemy thought your quietness was weakness. But it was me teaching you to listen. Your delay wasn't denial. It was divine calibration. And now you're not just coming back. You're coming back with evidence. Evidence that God sees, that God protects, that God answers, and that when God decides to bless someone publicly, no one, not even the most hidden, most wicked, most calculated curse, can stop it. You've carried a lot in silence. The weight, the questions, the pressure. You kept walking when it didn't make sense. You kept believing when you didn't feel a thing. And I was watching it all, not from a distance, but from the center of your struggle. He was there. I was the strength when you didn't even know you had any. I was the whisper that told you don't quit yet. He was the calm in the sleepless nights. He was the light when she tried to surround you with shadows. And I've never left, not for 1 second. Now the evidence is arriving one by one. Soft at first, then stronger, then undeniable. You'll see it in unexpected messages, in divine appointments, in financial shifts, in opportunities you didn't chase. You'll look around and realize the room has changed. The air has changed. You have changed. And yet you've never been more yourself. Because I'm not just revealing my plans. I'm revealing you. You are not who the curse said you were. You are not the confusion, not the heaviness, not the delay. You are clarity. You are called. You are covered. And now you are chosen to be seen, because what I've placed on you is for more than your healing. It's for their freedom. What you carry is contagious. Peace will follow you. Restoration will echo from your presence. Hope will awaken in people who forgot how to pray, because now you walk in the blessing, and that blessing is no longer private. She tried to curse you in secret, but heaven made a declaration louder than any spell. You are mine. You are rising. You are being blessed in public, in full view, in radiant light. And there's not a single thing she or the enemy who used her candor about it. So breathe, child of light, breathe deeply. That weight that sat on your chest, it's gone. That invisible grip around your purpose, it's broken. That fog that clouded your dreams, it's lifting. You are not walking out of this season the same. You are stepping out anointed, awakened, and alive. The war that was sent to destroy you has become the altar of your elevation. You will no longer carry the burden of fear, but the banner of favor. The shadow that tried to follow you will now fear your name, because I've sealed it with my glory. From this day forward, you will rest in peace, walk in authority, and move in clarity. Your past has lost its grip. Your future is unfolding in divine rhythm. The very darkness that tried to bury, you will now testify that nothing can silence a child who walks with God. Your name is being spoken in heaven. Your story is being rewritten by my hand. You were not just saved. You were chosen. You are not just delivered. You are destined. And this time when you smile, it will be without fear. When you worship, it will be without heaviness. When you speak, the earth will shift because I've placed something eternal in you. And now it's rising like the morning sun. She tried to curse you in secret, but I, your Father in heaven, have blessed you in public. The verdict is final. The chains are broken. The power of darkness is shattered. You are no longer under attack. You are under grace. You are no longer a target. You are a testimony. You are free. You are loved. You are rising. And the best part, the story has only just begun.